G'day and welcome to this reading of encyclopedic information about the Kobold. Now, I'll probably just be reading this one for one, but I'll list all the websites and that as best I can in the description down below, so that you at least know where it came from. Not too done up, am I? I thought I'd give these a try, see how they look. Either way, I hope you punched a Bundy, because I have. Haven't been recording lately. There's been the ick going about, people being sick, so I haven't been able to do much. But apart from that, let's just get into it. Now, I've been looking for information about kobolds from my mythology books, but I don't think I've got the right one. I had a Norse one, then I've got this Bullfinch's one. Just right there. I'll use that picture later. But, for now, let's just get on to this page. It's the Kobold Monster Girl Encyclopedia Wikia. And for some reason, my mouth's drying out. Anyway, kobolds are a type of dog like beastmen, monster girls, as expected of a species based off of domesticated dogs. Yeah, apparently in the Germanic version where they originated, they're a sprite-like creature that can take the form of goblins and other humanoid creatures. The kobolds are a very docile and friendly race that are adored by both humans and other monsters alike. Because kobolds are considered utterly harmless, they are one of the few known species of monster girls that are even tolerated by the Order. I have no idea who the Order is. I assume that's some sort of law that they're associating this version of monster girls with. I didn't even know there was such a thing. Now for the entry. A type of beastman covered in fur with a petite body that widely inhabits various regions. It is supposed that since they live closely with humans, the process of evolution has reduced their ferocity. Maybe they were domesticated. They are harmless monsters that would not attack even if they spot a human. Well, that's good for us. Because I'm a human and I would not want to be attacked. It is said that they have docile, friendly personalities. And they will recognize human men that strike their fancy as their masters and accompany them. Living together, they love being praised by their masters, and with their inherently excellent olfactory sense, they can find things such as precious plants and ore, or prey animals hiding in the forest. Hunting dogs. Good sense of smell. It is not that they have low intelligence, but their thinking is mostly simple and instinctive. So when they want affection from their master, they will be upfront with their feelings and just snuggle up against him with their entire body. Oh yeah, depends what size of this monster girl is, because you could get some small ones and some big ones, I guess. Now I've lost my place. No, there it is. So it is easy to understand what they are thinking from their actions. They are also very expressive with their emotions. If they are happy, they will smile fully and wag their tail. unlike humans, which can tend to hide their emotions and not express much. And if they are sad, their eyes will become teary, and their tail will droop weakly. They express emotion with their entire body, not just their facial expression. It is said that they are so lovely in appearance that their master will end up being mesmerized and become infatuated with them. Well, they're sort of human, aren't they? But even so, they are still monsters after all, so even the slightest little thing can immediately and unexpectedly trigger a lustful frenzy, as one can discern from the way they use whole body to seek affection. Having their body touched by their master is extremely pleasing to them. Of course, their extremities on their chest and their lower parts, but also even just having their belly or head patted will cause an expression of total ecstasy and make them terribly aroused. Oh, I really wanted to say it, but I held back. No, okay, I'm gonna say it. Yes, I know. Alright, got that out of my system. Or should I have said matron, please? Also, they love their master's scent, and just getting... missed a word there. And just getting a whiff of his masculine odour is often enough to set them off, whether they are sniffing his clothes or relaxing in bed. Furthermore, they frequently move their face close to their masters just to try and sniff him. Yeah, I'm getting tripped up on some grammatical things here, so it might be also because I'm wearing sunnies inside, making it hard to see. And it could also be that I'm coming back from over a week of not doing any of this. Let's carry on. Even so, it is said they still will not attack their master, instead waiting until either they receive his permission or he makes a move on them, which is most laudable. So, he has to actively say, attack me, in order for it to happen, or make a move on them. So attack them first. I'm getting that right, am I? The strange thing is that regardless of the fact that they cannot use any kind of charm spell at all, most of those who become their masters will lose their inhibitions. Stroking and teasing that part and lower parts becomes as normal to the master as playing with a dog. Additionally, when praising a kobold, as praising a kobold. As reward, the master will let the girl... Well, that's not friendly for YouTube. Or permit her to mate. Was I warned about the content? I don't know, I couldn't see. Once they have mated, they change from cute little doggies to beasts with desire to bear their master's offspring. They engulf the dangly bit with their petite body. I don't even know if I can say this. rocking their hips back and forth violently in a bestial manner to ensure that the thing is poured inside their womb as deeply as possible. I don't know how well that picked up, but I hope by speaking quietly, YouTube will not hear me. They are adored by many humans and monsters, and most of their masters say that they are man's best friend, in part because they are considered harmless to humans. Even in some of the anti-monster religious states, which I don't know of, there are those who advocate for sheltering them in the Let's try that again. In the religious states, with more lenient laws, it is even permitted to have them as pets. Even in such countries, being silly buggers with a monster is supposedly disapproved for the most part. But as mentioned above, it appears that most owners will end up having intimate relations with them, so perhaps it's quietly being tolerated. That did not sound G-rated at all. Dearie me. Well, at least we're not looking at a succubus. Now the editor's note. Kenku's note. I have no idea who that is. This time's Monster Girl is Kobold. They are ordinary dog girls, which actually used to be missing. I'm not following that. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. There were wolves, jackals, and hellhounds, which actually were dogs, but not ordinary dogs. Though, their traits are just like those of dogs, and it seems that they are probably the most harmless of all monsters to humans and animals. As always, for details, yeah, I probably won't check that. Yeah, I probably won't read that either. Okay, so that's the Wikipedia. Which is pretty much saying that no matter what you do, you'll end up in a more intimate relation with one. But the tail's so floofy. How can you ignore that? Alright, I've got another revised wiki. I'm not sure if it's the same, so let's just have a look. If I can see it. I'll just read through this. It's a revised one, so it might be the same. No, actually, I think it is the same, so... yeah. Yep. No worries. Let's just have a look at this. Just a little thing from a page of Monster Muso collection. See if this has any difference. A kobold. A non-human species with dog-like qualities. They have dog ears and pads on their hands and feet, and short hair covers their bodies. The entire species jointly owns rich mineral deposits, and they are among the wealthiest of non-human species. They are extremely friendly towards all species and use their aforementioned wealth to operate service facilities for other species in all parts of the world. All members of the species take daily walks in the morning and evening, but the so-called walks are long-distance runs, and it is not unusual for a kobold to cover over 50 kilometers in a single day. I think that would have some problems with my asthma. Although, I do want to have a healthy level of fitness. 50 kilometers. How long will that take? How fast can they run? But this is Monster Musume 1, so I'm not sure if it would be a similar thing. But, talking about that, let's have a look at probably there we are. Favorite kobold, which, as you might be able to have guessed, is pretty much one of the only ones I've actually seen, which it turns out to be Polt from Monster Musume. I mean, I could say Sadie from Mon Musu, but that's just a little bit of visual novel stuff. So I don't really get to gauge much out of that. So I guess I could say dual favourite. But yeah, I wouldn't be doing any runs anytime soon either way, especially because of my toe. Because I've got an ingrown toenail, I'm dealing with that with the antibiotics. Then I'll just have to sort that out. But I'm working on the rest. But yeah, Polt. Polt is a kobold in a wolf-like form. She is the owner and coordinator of the Extra Species Health Spa, Sports Club Kobold. I was going to come up with something, but I thought I'd just leave it. At the Kobold Stadium, she is also known to work with Smith by watching extra species, is that right? That break the law and are on probation. She debuts in such a chapter and helps the other characters lose weight. Well, I don't need to lose weight. I need to do the opposite. But I have been doing that. Mind you, for a while I was at about 45 kilos. Yeah, between 45 and 48 kilos. I've only just recently hit past 50 kilos. I haven't been at that weight for quite some time. So I've got the opposite problem. I need to put weight on. And no, this jacket, this coat, does not count. They don't weigh you with the coat. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see that facility made in real life. I wonder if they'd dress up. Who knows? It'd be a bit hot to dress up like that. Well, appearance. This actually mentions some of the Germanic, from what I could find, scouring the internet for a bit, for an hour or so. The Germanic origins. While a species is a kobold, a Germanic sprite that can take many forms, she appears as an almost human woman. A human woman. With a wolfish nose, tail, ears, and covered in fur. Her body. Just to clarify, I'm licking my lips because my mouth's dry. I need to drink more. I need to have over 2 litres a day, apparently. For certain medications that I take. But back to this. Her body, in accordance with her occupation, is very athletic, having muscular arms and legs and a trim abdomen. Her air cushions, while still quite large and well endowed, are more normal size in comparison to the other characters, more prodigious busts. In her debut, she wears a midriff, revealing black shirt with the sports club's name, I've never noticed that, on it, and an unzipped track coat on top. Denim hot pants, thigh straps, and wristbands, a dog collar, and athletic sneakers. Do we call them sneakers here? I think we call them joggers. Anyway, personality. Like most stereotypical... Jeez, it just got louder there in my left ear. Do you ever get that? When you're talking, then all of a sudden, very loud in one ear. I don't know where that came from. Just sounded like I got feedback, but there's nothing there. Like most stereotypical workout coaches, she is very hyper and chipper. And has a chipper personality that is willing to help anyone succeed in their exercise routine. She is always cheery and optimistic, and is always glad to help people work out. Her age? Bugger if I know. Birthday? February 7th. Oh, that was... Wait, that'd be the Northern Hemisphere. Which would mean if it was the Southern Hemisphere, it would be the 8th. Apart from being 2 months different. But yeah. She still weighs more than me. And she's still taller than me. I mean, that won't change. I've already stopped growing a while ago. As I mentioned before, she's about 3 or so centimeters taller. But either way, we'll go into skills and traits. Athletic training. Why am I not holding this while I'm doing it? As a health spa coordinator, Polt is very fit and athletic. Her daily exercise includes running the length of a marathon. Sprinting a marathon. I don't think you'd be getting many humans doing that. 42 kilometers. Polt also knows enough about swimming to teach classes to those who frequent her gym. Her own swimming skill might be more questionable, as her default swimming style is the doggy paddle. Well, we can't have everything. She is knowledgeable about other people's bodies and how they perform athletically. She lacks other knowledge, such as that a heated pool can still cause the body temperature of cold-blooded species to fall. I'm not cold-blooded. And that chlorinated water is toxic to mer people. However, she is willing to learn about such things in order for her health spa to treat all extra species. Rightio. Heightened senses. Her physiology makes Polt senses of smell and hearing far above those of a human. Sorry if I'm misreading some of this stuff. I've got a blind spot in my left eye. Might sound like I'm coming up with all sorts of excuses, but that's just what I've got. Makes it hard to see certain things. Her nose can determine whether a person has exercised to their full potential. Based on the changes in the smell of their sweat, her hearing is able to pick up very faint sounds and is 4 times as good as a human's. Economics. Does she have a master's degree in economics? Because of her species' numerous financial endeavors, Polt knows how to run multiple profitable businesses simultaneously. So she's a lucky bastard. Me? I think I'll just get employment as a librarian or something. That's what I'm looking at. Wilderness survival. As Polt spends a great amount of time taking part in outdoor activities, she knows a number of wilderness survival skills. This includes gathering food by fishing, and how to extract water and nutrients from plants and plant-like beings like key. I have no idea what this key is. Isn't it in Dragon Ball? They scream a lot. Something like that. Plot. I assume there was a lot more in the manga than in the anime. After a medical examination reveals a lack of outside activities and an abundance of Kurusu's food has set Mia, one of the characters, and a whole bunch of others, bodies out of balance. On arrangement with Miss Smith, they head to the only known extra species health club that was newly built. Sports Club Kobold. Say she has a monopoly, so owned by Polt. Here, Polt excitedly gives the girls a free preview so they can exercise and test out the facilities for her. Yes, do my work for me. Let me know if it's any good. Ausgesezeichnet. Despite being relatively well furnished, once again it's revealed that demi-human extra species are at times involuntarily discriminated against, as most exercise machines are designed for human-sized bipeds. As they are unable to use most of the exercise room, other than the free weights, they go swimming in the pool instead. Once there, she has the girls put on provided attire suited to their body types, and has them stretch out before entering the pool. I wonder if I went to a gym, whether the machinery there would actually be suited to my height. I don't know, I'm much shorter than the average person. When Mia and Meryl, characters in the show, have a discussion about their swimming styles and make a bet with the winner having a technical carte blanche or blanche with Kurusu. I watched them all over one night, and I've already forgotten what these bits were. Polt acts as the announcer. She throws a shoe at him. She soon finds out that despite being a heated pool for such a species, swimming still cools the body down gradually, thus draining Snake Lady of her energy, and chlorine is toxic to the Mermaid Lady, which almost poisons Medellin. As such, she tells the group that she plans to add a sauna, make the pool warmer, and treat it with ozone instead of chlorine for purification. And just keep the exercise machine room for bipeds. Probably should have known this before. Sometime later, Kurusu and Sue come across Polt with Draco doing community service by fishing for American catfish. This wasn't in the show. It might have been in the extras. I haven't seen the extras. In the river, which is an invasive species in Japan. I didn't do it. I looked the part. When they ran out of bait, she wanted to bury the ones they already caught until Kurusu asked if he could have them. She agreed and helps prepare the fish for transport. Alright, that's a few more. When Centauri challenged her mother to a jousting duel, I don't remember this, must be in the manga, Miss Smith called Polt to borrow the use of the Kobold Stadium, which is owned by Sports Club Kobold. Polt and Smith acted as announcers and commentators for the duel, which was televised by the stadium to 30 million centaurs around the country. They all have TVs. Later on, while on the date with Tio in the forest, Kurusu runs into Polt again, as she is overseeing the cleanup of Key's forest as part of the community service for interspecies programs. Oh, Key, is that the tree one? Unfortunately, due in large part to Doppel's antics the day before, her two probationary helpers, Lilith and Draco, are no-shows. Instead, Kurusu ends up helping Polt clean while Key relaxes with Tio. Is Key... Well, where is they? Afterwards, the two break for lunch, Kurusu taking the liberty of informing Polt that Tio's warm aura is dangerous. Kurusu is that the main character? I can't remember. In spite of Polt's claims of mental fortitude, she is quickly defeated by Tio scratching her ears and caught in her embrace, as well while Kurusu continues to clean after Tio tears out an auger that someone dug into the forest and never removed. The entire area spontaneously turns into a hot spring. Oh yeah, spontaneously. Thanks to the underground spring water. And the group decides to bathe in it. You fill them on with words and you expect them to go one way, but then they go another way. Although it took some convincing, Polt was able to get Key to let her build a health spa in the area so long as it does not have a serious impact on the environment. Kurusu and Centaurea subsequently used the sauna she built to trap Keira, who had been chasing after them. Who's Keira? I can't remember. Polt, alongside several other kobolds, there's more kobolds, is seen in the interspecies culture exchange exposition. There's just so much of these sounds. Hosting an event representing Sports Club Kobold. When Kimihito approaches her, Polt proceeds to demonstrate their latest product, a centaur riding machine. As Polt starts getting sweaty and worked up, she starts attracting the attention of numerous male attendants, unaware of what really draws them towards her. They're all kobolds, right? Moving on. Not that long ago. This is going to be a rather interesting one. I haven't done something like this before. Let's see how it turns out. Zoological classification. Kobolds are pseudo-human beings that possess canine physical characteristics and traits. Abundant in German folklore, kobolds are known for mining rich veins of cobalt, a mineral used in certain alloys and small electronics. As such, many kobolds have earned themselves a small fortune in processing and selling cobalt on the market. Possessing coarse fur covering their bodies, a kobold's ears are around 4 times more sensitive than a human's, while their sense of smell is easily 1,000 times more sensitive. Female kobolds are more humanoid than males of the species, the latter which appear more bestial and less anthropomorphic. Now some trivia. Financially well off due to a species association with mining the mineral cobalt, Polt owns and manages more than... Yeah, we heard that part. Yeah, we don't need to know that. Due to her popularity and specific wishes that she be included from her fans, Okayado insisted with producers that Polt make an appearance in the anime series. She wasn't there for much. Even if her introduction chapter was not included as a result, Polt makes 3 cameo appearances in episode 10, in the anime show. She also makes a Blink and You Miss It cameo in episode 11 during one of their outings. Kobolds are depicted as canines in Eastern culture due to the original Dungeons & Dragons first edition book, depicting them as such, while the image of the race later evolved to be more reptilian in Western culture. In Eastern culture, they remained as they were originally depicted in Dungeons & Dragons. Interesting. So that's why there were lizards popping up when I was looking them up. Well, anyway, I hope that block of information was interesting. Because with that, that's all the time I got for this episode. If you enjoyed it, punch Monday. Or punch the Billy. If you enjoyed what I do, punt the Billy. Billy. Can't even speak right now. The Billy. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. Cheers.